What's up, guys? Pop My Pigs for Life here, and today we're back with another episode of Conservation Carnival in Planet Zoo. Not much has happened off camera. Actually, come to think of it, I did do a little bit off camera, and it is in regards to these little restaurants. So, basically, the idea is I wanted to turn them into sort of like fast food restaurants, if you were to put it like that. So basically this would be sort of like the equivalent of Dunkin' Donuts, and this would be the equivalent of good ol' Mackie D's. But yeah, it really has been a while. I do apologize for the delay in videos. So I was gonna record a video on Good Friday. However, I started to develop a sore throat and a cough, and because of that, I decided to put off recording so that way I would not completely destroy my voice. And on top of that, I've just been extremely busy with school and work and just life in general. So, because of that, I do apologize for the delay in videos. But, hey, now we are back at it. And trust me, I am ready to start recording again. So, as you can see, Pronghorn are doing just fine. And so are the prairie dogs, I'm pretty sure. Wherever they may be. Here they are. Oh yeah, and I completely forgot, about the grassland pack that has been, or not the grassland pack, the tropical pack. So basically, here's my plan. In this zoo, we're definitely going to use fusas and brown-throated sloths. The next Planet Zoo playthrough, we will use largibbons and Asian water monitors. And then what I think I might do is, at the end of this video, we will take a quick trip back to Augustus Zoo to see some Red River hogs. So yeah. Then right over here, we've got the 9-banded armadillos. Going to the burrow, I see. Ooh, it's in the burrow. And, hang on, did it just have babies? Oh, no. I think it might be about to have babies. It might. No? Okay. Anyways, so then right here we have got the red fox, and these guys seem to be doing just fine. Anyways, so the plan for today's video is we're going to finish the wildlife rescue center by adding in some American alligators, some cougars, as well as the mixed exhibit for beavers and raccoons, and what was the other one? Oh yeah, striped skunk. So here's what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the habitat gate. I'll move it right there. And then I think we'll do like some facilities. So like right here would be like a good place to put like a trade center and maybe even a keeper hut. Turns out one trip to the doctor's office later, and turns out I have strep throat. Don't worry, just know that if I was way too sick, I would not be recording this right now. It honestly really only hurts when I like swallow food or water. So yeah, but when I'm speaking, my throat feels totally fine. It's just when I swallow something. I did start taking antibiotics a few minutes ago as of recording this. So yeah, hopefully in a few days I should be totally fine. But I think for today, I think I'm gonna stay home from work. But yeah, hey, that means extra time to record some more fire content. There, and then we can just plug it up with like some, and then we can just plug this area up with like some rocks or whatnot. All we have to do now is make this climb proof, and voila, that looks great. So now what do we do? How about this? Let's start by making some wetlands. The idea is I want there to be like a little bit of like a river slash marshland going all throughout the different enclosures. Alright, so, let me just check. Is this part of the work zone? Work zone, local wildlife rehab. Now it is. Okay, perfect. Let's start with the, oh yeah, don't mind these. I've just, been, it was for a zoo that I've been making off camera. We'll start with the American alligators. Alright guys, so as we customize the American alligator enclosure, I'm just going to share a quick fact about them. So for this alligator fact, I remember hearing it on an episode of Wildcrats, about like alligators versus crocodiles. However, when I tried looking it up, I couldn't find too much information, so just take this fact with a grain of salt. Okay, so one thing that sets alligators apart from other crocodilians is that they can travel pretty far on land. Now, the reason behind this is because an alligator's legs are positioned under the body, whereas a crocodile's legs are positioned to the side of the body. This causes a crocodile's belly to drag on the ground, ultimately slowing it down. However, because an alligator's belly doesn't drag on the ground when it walks, it can travel almost 2 miles on land in a single day. That being said, American alligators would much rather prefer the water, as we can see in this exhibit. Speaking of the exhibit, what I decided to do, as you saw earlier, was I decided to put a tree right in the middle of the lake, because if you ever look at a picture of the Everglades, there's just a lot of trees that are just growing in the water. Perfect. Man, I quite like this. The only thing is, maybe I'll move these just a tiny bit. Over a little bit. Perfect. Oh man, I actually quite like this. Well, here's what we'll do. So we'll do the mixed exhibit first. As you can see, I put a rock here so that way they won't get out. And then we'll finish off with the cougars. So honestly, for the mixed exhibit, since there's a lot that needs to be done, I think I'm gonna time-lapse this. Okay, so now onto some more animal facts. So, there's quite a lot of animals in this enclosure, so because of that, I've only got a few facts for each animal. So, starting with the American beavers. So, beavers have a widely varied diet of plant material, which includes leaves, aquatic vegetation, and even the outer layer of certain types of wood. So, they even eat tree bark, which there aren't very many animals that eat tree bark. And so on the topic of food, beavers will also store tree branches under the water during the cold winter months, where the cold water acts as sort of like a refrigeration system, which keeps the leaves and branches fresh and also preserves the nutrients found in the leaves. So now onto the raccoons. So raccoons are iconic for their black eye markings around their eyes. While this makes them look like little bandits, hence the nickname Trash Panda, even though they aren't related to pandas at all. Anyways, sorry, I'm getting off topic. It makes them look like little bandits, and it makes them look like super adorable. The real purpose of these markings are to deflect the sun's glare, but to also enhance night vision, because after all, raccoons are nocturnal animals, and their eye markings help them better see in night, as well as help them deflect the sun's glare for if they are ever out in the day. Alright, last but certainly not least, at least for now, is the striped skunk. Skunks have a very, very varied diet, eating several different species of insects, including bees and wasps. Skunks also regularly prey on snakes, including certain venomous species, such as rattlesnakes. This is because the striped skunk is immune to many types of snake venom, allowing them to eat venomous snakes. So basically what this means is that the venom doesn't affect them, and so because of that, they can take on a venomous snake, like rattlesnake, and go out completely unharmed. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say unharmed. I mean, like, if the snake bites them, obviously, like, it's gonna leave a mark. But what I'm saying is, if a rattlesnake were to bite a striped skunk, then the skunk wouldn't die from the poison. So, this allows them to regularly eat venomous types of snakes. Okay, so this isn't really the greatest mixed enclosure that I've made in my career of Planet Zoo, but honestly, this enclosure isn't half bad. Like I said, it's not really, like, my proudest mixed enclosure, but you know what, it's also not my worst. So, yeah, also, already, the raccoons are having babies. Look at the little babies! I can't really do my high-pitched baby voice because, like I said, I do have strep throat. And already we've got black-killed prairie dogs that are dying. I mean, they don't really live that long, so... We've also got some stuff going on here. In regards to the, fast food restaurants. So, it's like right here. So like I didn't really go into like depth about what it's supposed to be, but this is supposed to be like a drive-through where like guests can get like donuts and stuff. And then there's also like a drive-through here, which is just like a chief beef. And then I think this is fries, right? Yeah, and I'm also thinking of when this thing is up and running, we will also have an ice cream machine. Okay, so, what I think I'm gonna do is we're going to move on to our last animal of the Wildlife Rescue Center, and that is the cougar. So, we'll do that, and then, depending on how much time we have left, I might do a little bit more planning of, like, roads and where everything is gonna go and stuff. Sorry if you can hear my, family in the background. My brother has a friend over as I speak, and they're playing a board game, from what I overheard. So yeah, without further talking, let's get into it. Okay, so now on to the cougars. So, cougars are well known for having a wide variety of different names. And so the reason that they have so many different names, such as mountain lions, panthers, pumas, and catamounts, is because they have such a wide home range, and different countries have different names for them. For example, there's a small population on the Florida Peninsula that are called the Florida Panthers, and in South America, these big cats are often called pumas. However, even though they have so many different names, they are all the same species. And yeah, there might be some subspecies, but honestly, just know that they are the same species. Alright, so as we can see, we are just adding in some reeds and just decorating the enclosure. Lots of foliage. And then a little bit later on, we end up doing some planning around like the zoo, and we end up adding in some more guest facilities. We end up expanding like the street. And we also go on to connect the train station. So yeah. And then towards the end, we do sort of get things ready for the next episode. However, I'm trying to hold myself back so that way the videos are more eventful. So as you can see here, adding in the second train station so that way guests can like travel the zoo. We're probably gonna like expand the train station a little bit more in the future. But for now, this is fine the way it is. Also, these little like dirt patches in between the path, those are great for like different plants. So like if you're ever annoyed of the like wonky like path mechanics, then just put in some foliage. And then unfortunately we can't like select a bunch of buildings and duplicate them all at once, so I have to click on the individual buildings. I mean, in a way it's pretty good because the buildings will be more random. Also, finally moving the like at least the donut shop is the first to be moved. And then also a little bit later, I end up adding like a parking lot right next to it where people can like sit down and enjoy their donuts. Also, yeah, already a lot of our animals are having babies, so that's pretty good. So yeah, so as you can see, that house didn't really fit there, so I ended up scooching everything over by a few meters so that we could fit a parking lot. Hang on. Yep, there we go. Moving the toilet facility, adding in a little parking lot, and then also some benches. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the time-lapse. Oh, yeah, and of course, adding in some other buildings. But yeah, that's pretty much all I need to say for now. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the time-lapse. Alright, so here is the finished product. And I have to say, this closure looks really awesome. Like, man, like, I am super impressed. Also, so many baby animals. So, yeah, I also added in the little safety barrier so that way guests aren't sticking their hands in the fence. And so, honestly, I haven't decided on whether or not I'm gonna do the, education boards. I probably will, but I'm just gonna do it off camera. But yeah, that's the Wildlife Rescue Center complete. Also, let's quickly see the baby on the dirt. Aww. They're so small. Oh, honestly, they just look like small versions of their parent. Oh, and they're all going over to the, forge box enrichment. But man, so far, I am really liking how this zoo is turning out. And then I did also extend some of the houses. And I also added in our little Dunkin' Donuts. I might add in some, like, extra details to the building. Like, I'll probably add in, like, a door. But you know what? For now, it's totally fine. We also got the train going around. And then, I did sort of start the outline of the dingo and timberwolf enclosures. However, we'll finish that in the next episode. So, here's our plan. So, next episode, we will do the timberwolf, the dingoes, and we'll also have, like, a little area over here for some maned wolves. So, now, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head over to, Augustus Zoo, and, we're going to go, add in some red river hogs. Alright, so, we're back here in Augustus Zoo, as we can see, so, I ended up adding the red river hogs in with the mandrills, and I thought I was recording, but turns out the recording was paused, so because of that, I captured none of it. So, yeah. So, not much has changed other than the fact that there's, like, red river hogs in here. I did end up, expanding the hard shelter a little bit. I also added in some new enrichment items, including a hidden mud bath over here. And I also, changed some education signs. I did also get, another bongo because it felt a little bit empty with only 2 bongos. But yeah, so, yeah, so to end off the episode, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just going to share a little bit about the red river hogs. So, the red river hogs eat a wide range of plant material, such as fruits and seeds. And yes, they do also eat their fair share of meat, but that's besides the point. The point is, these guys are extremely intelligent as to how they get their food. So, what they do is they often follow other animals, such as baboons, chimpanzees, and even elephants to pick up any leftover fruits or seeds. This is probably why if we take a look at the Zoopedia really quickly, pretty sure there's a quick way on how to do it. Yep, Zoopedia. As you can see, they have a large amount of interspecies bonus. So, I could have put them with, like, any one of these animals, but I decided to put them with the mandrills because we already have bongos and okapis together, and I want to keep the ape house specifically to the apes. So, yeah. Another way these guys get food is, what they do is sometimes they'll search through elephant feces to find any seeds that were pooped out by the elephants. That sounds gross, because to be fair, it is pretty nasty. However, it seems to work in the red river hog's favor, so it doesn't matter what we think. All that matters is that these animals are getting food somehow. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So, on that note, I think that is going to wrap up today's episode. Really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If so, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to see some more Minecraft, Planet Zoo, and Jurassic World Evolution 2 content. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out.